Hi, everybody. Welcome to the KC CHIROpulse podcast brought to you by CATS Consultants, helping chiropractors keep their pulse on success. I'm Dr. Michael Perusich, and I'm joined today with Marisa Mateja, our CA Ninja and COO of CATS Consultants. Hello,
Good
Marisa.
morning. How are you? How are you?
Fantastic. How are you?
Good. Yeah,
It's the new year.
it is. I am absolutely shocked that we have already made it to 2022. Hoping that this is going to be a better year than the last couple.
Yeah, from a business standpoint, chiropractors, for the most part, at least our clients, have done really, really well the last couple of years. But
Just
yeah,
getting
I'm
past
I'm
that pandemic stuff,
hoping
we
we get
just,
past the pandemic fatigue.
yeah,
That's getting to be a bit much. So,
it absolutely is.
hey, I've got a question for you as we get started here.
Sure.
So, I was literally talking to one of our clients this morning. Okay. And I said, okay, so what's the plan for the new year? What are we kicking off marketing wise? And here was the answer.
Crickets.
Crickets.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, that's such a tough one. The new year, and we typically recommend for our clients to really start planning the quarter before, um,
At
you know,
least.
at
Yeah.
least for what's going to happen. And having a marketing calendar and putting things on it and
Right.
following it is so important to your business. And that's something that a lot of, I will say, doctors in general don't focus on. Sometimes I feel like a lot of times doctors are so into the patient aspect of care and
Hmm.
practice. Obviously, that's where we need to be focusing a lot of our time. However, the actual planning process is such an important part of everything. And
Well,
that's
it's
something,
huge. And I've heard you say this before.
yeah,
You get out your marketing calendar. Okay, this is your opportunity to get creative with your business. You have a blank slate to start
yeah,
with, but you don't leave it blank.
right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You got to plan absolutely every little detail out. And it's not hard. Doctors, you can have staff help you with this kind of thing. You don't have to take
Absolutely.
on the brunt of all of it yourself.
Look in your office and evaluate who the people are that are working for you. Who's got the best eye, I will
Hmm.
say, for the big picture. Because once you have somebody that can see the big picture, then they can absolutely back into what needs to be
Right.
done on the calendar, and you've heard me say this to a lot of our clients all the time. It's put it on the paper. I mean, if you don't plan it out, it's not going to happen. And
Yeah, it
obviously, we talk
doesn't.
about that with a lot of different things, but marketing's no different.
Okay. So when we talk about marketing, I want to kind of share with our listeners a little bit about what we mean by marketing. It's not necessarily just creating new patient promotions, which that's a whole nother subject I don't even want to even get
Right.
into today. But um, it's more than that. It's really about putting yourself out there, teaching the community about who you are, creating brand awareness, those kind of things.
Yeah.
And we always recommend, to be able to really accomplish that, you've actually got to have a multitude of things going at once.
Yeah, I mean, I tell our clients you need 10 to 12 activities, if you will, going at once.
Okay,
And
now I just heard a big
I know.
panic attack from everybody out there when you said 10 to 12. So let's talk a little bit about what those 10 to 12 are, because it's
Yeah.
not it's not as difficult as you think.
It's not. And when I say 10 to 12, it's some of the things that you're probably already doing on a daily basis. So, talking to the patients that are in front of you, making sure that you're asking for those referrals, uh, passing out your business card, all these little bitty things are activities. But you
Right.
also want to make sure that not only are those things continuously happening from you and your staff, but you need to make sure that you're staying in front of patients who haven't been in a while. How are you reconnecting with them, making sure that they know who you are and why they came to you in the first place.
Right.
So staying in front of them, maybe it's a newsletter or something like that. Or how about just activities within the office? How are you engaging with patients when they're in the office? What kind of things do you have going on? I've seen everything from you know, people doing TikToks and having fun with
Right.
things, to, having some sort of testimony corner or some billboard area where you can stand in front of and you can take
Right.
pictures. It doesn't matter. These are all activities and
A
you have
sign
to
at the front
plan them
desk
out.
that changes every day.
Yes,
I mean, just
sign on the
little things.
wall. We used to
Right.
have some great signs throughout the clinic that we changed out every couple weeks, and it
Right.
kept everything interesting for the patient when they came into the office. It wasn't looking at the same thing every time. Little things like that. So creating and your social media plays into this, obviously,
Hmm.
but we're looking at things not only as social media awareness and all of those things, but we're also looking at your community involvement. We're looking at your in-office activities and your involvement there. There's a lot of different layers to marketing in general. And so when we
Yep.
talk about your calendar, all of these things should be on there. You should
Right.
really be taking that initiative to plan it out. It's the new year. It's the best time to take the time to plan.
So you mentioned social media. I want to backtrack on that just for a second. We hear sometimes from doctors saying, "Oh, I've tried that Facebook thing, and I've put some posts out there, and nothing ever happens."
When I hear that, I have to laugh because most of the time, it's your consistency. And,
Right.
it's what you're putting on social media too. I see a lot of mistakes happening out there for what people are putting
Yep.
out. Sharing the wrong things. I've
Yep.
seen, things that clients have done that they've shared somebody's post and it's actually got a link attached back to a different office. We've seen that a lot.
Oops.
So mistakes happen in
Right.
social media and what you're sharing and what you're putting out there. So it's incredibly important to know the best tools and routes and those kind of things to make sure that you're capitalizing on social media. Because what is there,
Right.
like, how many billion people are on social media? It's kind of crazy,
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's what, 2/3 of the world population or something.
Right. I mean, so people
So it's
are
a great
there.
tool,
Yeah,
but you have to have, and we go to great lengths to do this. You have to have a basic understanding of how it works, and we help clients with that all the time. But when I see somebody do post after post after post, and then I'll ask, now, how much are you spending on that campaign? Well, I'm not spending anything. It's social media. Remember, you're a business, and Facebook, last time I checked, is a business
it
too.
is.
Twitter's a business. Instagram is a business. YouTube is a business. You have to throw some money at it. So
You
just
do.
because just because everybody's looking at social media, the only way you can open up that algorithm is to get involved financially with it.
It is, and that's a big component that I see people missing
Hmm.
is that financial side of everything, and that's part of your planning. That's
Right.
part of your monthly deciding of what you're gonna put out, what everywhere, and where you're gonna spend those dollars because for the most part, most offices do need to spend a little bit of money on marketing. And
Right.
so it used to be, we're going to put an ad in the newspaper. We're going to put an ad on radio. Now, those
Yellow
things are
pages.
right. Yellow pages. Now, that's probably one that I probably would avoid at this point. But there are still some places like that locally that you're going to want to tap into.
Right.
However, you do have an opportunity in front of you with the media and things that are out there to be able to do that on those social platforms. And it's amazing how many people see what you put out and you don't even realize it. So watch your analytics on that. That's another part of social media that we work with clients on is watching your analytics and paying attention to what those are telling you
Right.
and how to utilize those things. So lots of different things with marketing and planning and those opportunities out there that we miss, but throwing money at things is really important. And setting a budget along
Yep.
with that is incredibly important. And that's something
And
also I see us missing.
And the good news financially is social media has made it much more cost effective to
Very.
market. You don't have to spend as much, but you do have to spend some.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's part of the marketing battle. And the other side of it is you've got to have those multiple activities going on in office, out of the office, social media, those kind of things. And docs, get involved in your community. That's probably, at least
Oh,
in my opinion, one of your biggest, best return on investment marketing activities that you can do is to get yourself out there and let people get to know you.
100%. I mean, I hear a lot of new docs coming out of school, and I don't know what that is, if that's a social media phenomenon or what that is, but there's a lot of them that don't want to engage in the community. They don't want to get involved. They don't want to be seen. I can't tell you enough how important it is to still be involved in your community. People need to know you. They need to know what you're all about. They need to know what your niches, what things you are good at. They need to know how what you're all about. It's so important to
Right.
get out there. I just can't even stress enough the importance of that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think this is a great conversation to have at the very beginning of the year. So, docs, get that blank slate out called the calendar, and let's get some activities on it, and really start to market your program or your clinic right now.
Yeah. Plan it out. That's my biggest tip of the day is plan it out. That's one of the biggest mistakes that I see people doing with their marketing is just willy-nilly stuff. Just make sure it's planned out.
There's a technical term,
I
willy
know.
nilly. All right, Marissa. Well, thanks for joining me today. Great conversation. And everybody out there, thanks for tuning in to the KC CHIROpulse podcast brought to you by CATS Consultants, helping you keep your pulse on success. Don't forget, check us out at catsconsultants.com, top right corner of the front page of the website. Go to the calendar, schedule a breakthrough session with us. Let's talk about your practice and how we might be able to help. So, from all of us here at CATS Consultants, stay informed, stay well adjusted, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.